need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
No, let him start it up with the sake
Yeah, throw me my bandana. Thanks, bro.
That's the gay bandana.
Okay. Are you introing, Gabe?
You haven't received your face masks yet.
That's right, bro.
Oh, Jesus. Is this Black Power or is it coronavirus? I don't know.
Okay, count us in shy.
3, 2, 1.
What up, boys and girls? It's the Laymen Show.
That's right, we're back. It's 2020,
Yep,
and this is our first podcast of the year.
Coronavirus be upon you.
Well, that's right. You can't take chances.
No, I am, because I don't give a damn.
Are you infected, bro?
Yeah, I've been infected for months.
You must have built an immunity.
I'm infected with AIDS.
Oh, that's okay then, bro. I'll take this off and relax.
Excellent.
So yeah, our first
it.
podcast of 2020. We've been chilling out, but we've been out and about.
No, we've been busy, motherfucker. We ain't been chilling.
I've been chilling.
Woo!
Yeah, so...
Well, we've been out, haven't we? We've been Sheffield, we've been Stomping, we've been Piper. Where else?
We've been everywhere, really. We've been out and about and promoting the Laymen Show, and we've got a lot of new people on board now.
Yeah.
And that's a good sign. So we've got people from afar. When we did the Sheffield event, which was really nice, so big shout out to DJ Control for that one. David Haynes, respect. People came to see us from Manchester and Nottingham and things like that, which was amazing. That was nice.
It's crazy.
It was, and it was January, so there wasn't as many heads as we expected, but still a good turnout, so well done.
Yeah, I do want to speak about that night, though, because there was some weird goings on.
Well, go ahead, let's get into it. Let's sink our teeth into it, because we've got so many things to cover this time.
If I don't know if we'll still be friends in 30 years' time.
Yeah.
But if I'm a 60-year-old guy by myself at a trance night,
Yep.
stood right in front of the speakers,
Are you on about this guy?
just put me out to fucking...
Are you on about him?
Put me out to fucking pasture, Lee.
There was a guy there, yeah, and he was throwing gang signs, but love hearts, bro.
I don't think it was... No, that was the other old guy.
Okay.
At least he seemed to know people there.
Which old guy are you talking about?
See, that was the bald old guy. I'm talking about there was just this white-haired old dude stood right in front of the speakers, pulling the weirdest...
Yes!
Throwing the weirdest shapes I've ever seen.
Impressive. Being a raver at, what, 69?
Yeah. As I say, just kill me, though. Kill me if that ever happens to me.
What
if I ever don't have any friends that I can take out with me on a night to a pub, rather than trying to hang out with a load of 20-year-olds? What the fuck?
What if in 30 years' time, we're still pulling the fucking Laymen Show? I'm not around by then.
That's different, that's famous swag. We can fuck kids then.
We're not going down the Epstein route, no way.
no.
Talking about fucking kids, lately there's been so many, have you seen those nonce exposure groups who grab people and grip them in the street?
Well, we spoke to one, didn't we?
Oh my God, do you know what?
A paedophile hunter.
Yeah, every single day they're gripping people, and do you know what? Like I said to you, like nonces when we were younger used to be like weirdos. These guys look like your everyday guy down the street. There is nothing...
They look like your Jeffrey Epsteins.
Well, that's it.
Successful motherfuckers.
It's scary. I mean, how are you supposed to protect your kids? Apart from, stalking them and checking their every move.
That's why you track their phones and shit like that.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can do.
Don't let them have Instagram. Don't let them have... Because Instagram's just porn. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's softcore porn. And I ain't mad at it.
All kids nowadays have these apps. Yeah. Instagram, Snapchat. and probably the gay version, Snapchat.
And if they're smart or even just know how to Google, they can probably partition their phone.
But we can't. As you grow older, we're losing touch with these technologies, aren't we? Like what these kids are getting on.
Yeah, I mean,
because lately there was a friend of ours notified us. It was a game called Avakin Life, which all the kids are on, and the paedophiles have infiltrated. So if your children are on Avakin Life, have a look, because it is full of nonsense, and I'm not joking.
Sounds just like World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. It's called Avakin Life. Seriously, if your kids are on it and they're on it a lot, they're chatting to other people who are pretending they're children, and they're fucking not. It's sick.
To a degree, you've got to think. how stupid are these kids, or more to the point, how stupid are these parents that they haven't warned these kids not to go and fucking meet strangers off the internet or fucking...
I think it's a bit like YouTube, you know, because they brought out YouTube for kids. YouTube
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah.
Yet all the nonces went across to YouTube Kids and pretended they were kids. So it's kind of scary. It's a scary fucking situation. And I think this nonce shit, I don't know if it's because it's more exposed now because of social media, or if it's getting worse.
I'd probably correlate it to also like the increase in population, because as the population grows, the amount of weirdos grow.
That's right. If it's 10% and the population grows, that 10% is always bigger, marginally.
Well, yeah, relatively.
Anyway, let's talk about fucking coronavirus.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't have happened to a better race of people.
There's YouTube videos online showing the Chinese eating like live rats and bat soup.
Well, as I say, they're horrific. They literally burn dogs alive and then eat them.
Why do they burn them alive? I don't understand. You know, like anyone who eats meat, you slaughter your animal. Why are they cooking these dogs alive?
Because so any other animal, as far as I know, you don't want to stress it out because it makes the meat taste bad.
Adrenochrome motherfuckers.
A dog is the complete opposite. You want to stress out as much as you can before you kill it, because apparently the meat tastes better.
Adrenalized blood in the muscles, in its flesh.
And that is the reason why.
Don't listen to none of this, will you?
I know, it's gonna happen to my baby. Innit, Bobo?
Yeah, so this coronavirus, I had a quick look into it, because I can't help myself.
Well, it's just SARS in it, SARS 2.0.
The US,
Swine flu.
The US initially took it in 2003. They concentrated the strain and then mutated it to create a vaccine for bronchitis.
Well, do you want to hear something slightly interesting?
Go on then.
Do you want to know when the last mass epidemic was?
Was it not the Spanish flu?
Yes, it was the Spanish flu.
Ding! 1 point to Lee Tan.
1918, almost exactly 100 years ago.
Hey, yeah.
We are due. We are due for an epidemic.
Is this a natural process of the earth cleansing itself?
Yeah, it's got to be. This is what happens in nature. If a population of animals overgrows too much, they either run out of food,
Yeah.
or a new disease comes about and wipes out half the population.
Could it, you know, I mean, they say it originated from China, and I don't know if anybody's experienced...
Well, Spanish flu didn't originate in Spain.
Why was it called Spanish flu?
Because the Spaniards were the only ones with a free media. So they were the only ones that could actually report the epidemic. Whereas during 1918, First World War, every other country was in war, so they didn't want to report that half the population was sick.
Bloody hell.
So it got
and
blamed
how many
on the
did it wipe
Spanish.
out? Was it 50 or 500 million or something?
Yeah, it was a good amount.
It was a good...
It was a respectable number.
This is Bill Gates' love child here.
Tip my hat to the Spanish flu.
It was a good number. Oh, God.
Nice round number, 666, number of the beast.
Yeah. So anyway, we're back, and we're going to start recording more often, aren't we, Gabe?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've lapsed a bit after Christmas. I hope you enjoyed the Christmas speech.
I mean, hopefully we won't run out of shit to talk about.
Oh, God.
I mean, 2020 should be fun.
Exactly. It started off good. It started off a good year. You know, we made it onto a flyer. We've been invited to so many events. And it'll just keep going. You know, we're getting out and about.
I look forward to the Laymen Show Awards at the end of the year.
Yes, this is something we've got in the pipeline. We thought, do you know what? We'll have our own awards.
Yep.
What we're going to call it?
The shit show.
The Shit Show Awards.
Yep, the 2020 shit show.
If you know anybody who wants to be nominated for a Shit Show Award, forward the names. laymanshow@yahoo.com.
Yep. If you're a dick and you think you can...
Yeah, and you deserve it.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Yeah. But yeah, talking about the virus, going back to the virus, I wanted to say that we've got a local hospital called Castle Hill Hospital. 2 people were taken there.
2 Chinese people.
2 Chinese people were taken in there, suspected of coronavirus, and they've now been transferred to Newcastle. So, you know, it just shows how close it has come, you know, because Castle Hill is in our locality.
Well, the amount of Chinese people we have in Hull.
Yeah, there's a lot of students here from China.
Yep. I heard today that the University of Hull was, because they have a deep connection with China. My dad always fucks off out there at least once a year, which is kind of worrying.
It is.
Him bringing back coronavirus.
I was thinking, you know, because coronavirus itself, because it infects the lungs and creates little pockets that fill up with fluid, Couldn't you, you know, like they say silver kills everything, all viruses is killed by silver.
Bacteria and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
So could you not just nebulize like colloidal silver, breathe it into your lungs and it'll kill the virus?
Yeah, but for some reason I have a feeling that would also kill you. If I don't know the dosage.
Stay tuned for the Laymen experiments.
Don't know the dosage.
What we could do, we could always ask our resident director, 3-Style. We could always ask him if he'll be prepared
Or
to
he'll be the guinea pig.
Yeah, we'll film it. We'll document it, you know, like proper scientists, lab coats.
With a control.
Just get him in for a trial.
Yeah, clinical trial.
Yeah, but that'll be amazing.
Oh, he's in.
Yeah, 3-Style is in. He's behind the camera. Obviously, we keep him out of shot.
Yeah, he doesn't say no.
No, that's
He's
right.
the producer.
Yeah. Sound guy, producer, music, lighting. Get us a drink, Shy.
Coffee,
us a
please.
Oh, God. Yes, this virus, I don't know how big it's going to get. There was a lady, she'd posted on YouTube, she's a nurse in China, and she said there's about 10,000 infected, that the media are actually trying to contain the news.
Yeah, 'cause you got to think that it's only the people who have gone to hospital who are being counted. There are plenty of people, I presume, staying and or dying at home
Yeah,
that aren't necessarily getting counted.
that's right. And they built a hospital in like 2 or 3 days.
No, in just under 2 weeks, 8 days, if I'm not
8
mistaken.
days?
8 days, yeah.
Massive hospital.
1,000 bed hospital.
Fuck. And we can't get our roads fixed, or if they do start road work, it takes months.
This is what I said. The Chinese are the worst. Their government might be the best.
Oh, I don't know about being the best.
Yeah, but they get shit done.
Yeah, they do get shit
That's the
done.
thing. It
But
might not
don't they-
necessarily be what like we would
Aren't
prefer
they-
in the West, but they get it done.
I mean, they're a communist, aren't they?
No.
Aren't they not communist government?
They're capitalist.
Capitalist.
Hands down capitalist, but they're still the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah, I see, because I understand they run a social credit system
Yeah.
where if you do a good deed, you get some credits, and if you do something bad, like throw a litter on the floor, they take away credits. I don't know how it actually affects you.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a shit in the street, your credits are going down.
Well, no,
it's like demolition, man.
No, I think that's exactly how it works. If you take a shit in the street, you can't get loans.
Can you imagine that? Or what do we have here? Equifax, is it?
Equifax, Experian,
Yeah.
Clear Score.
Can you imagine you're going on to check your credit score and it says, sorry, your credit rating has been lowered because you've had a shit in the street on Saturday night.
He was clocked pissing down an alleyway. Shit out of luck for your next car, motherfucker.
Do you know what? Before we started this, there were so many things I wanted to talk about, and my mind's just gone blank now because I've been laughing that much.
Let's rail against the trannies for a little while.
Oh, what's happening there?
Well, nothing really. I was just interested in, like, obviously, imagine having a transsexual school teacher. Imagine being a kid in that class. And maybe not today, but 10 years ago.
10 years ago, I don't know, it would have been an outrage, wouldn't it?
It would have been an outrage. That class would have been fucking mayhem.
Absolutely. Kids would have been calling, you know, like using the wrong pronouns.
Yeah.
They would have thrown them at the teacher.
Yeah.
The teacher would have left. But talking
Do
about
I call
like,
you Mr. or Mrs.?
yeah, you know when teachers come in and they write on the board, my name is Mr. Strongbow,
Yep.
or whatever, and people give them nicknames anyway, because like we had Stinky, we had Jabberwocky. Do you know, we had loads of teachers with different names. You must have had the same.
A few, yeah. It was usually the worst ones.
Yeah.
The worst of the bunch. But the reason why I bring this up is because it's like another sort of gay on A. What industries do we think that transsexuals belong in?
What do you mean, what industry?
Like, so you got the service industry,
Yep.
the transport industry.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that the education? Do you think that trannies should be allowed to teach your kids?
It's funny that you mentioned the education system because everything's changing there. And in the school systems, they've rolled out this new thing, you know, where they're teaching kids about sexuality and genders and stuff. And I think what they're doing, you know, they're taking the control away from the parents and giving these kids are kids and they've got kids' minds and fucking kids' feelings. They don't understand shit.
Well, the amount of times I hear about like 6-year-olds being taught about sex education.
Yeah, I mean, that's sick. So what are you doing? Fair enough, I understand the thing, you don't let a stranger touch you down there. But teaching them that, you know, fucking... I think the latest thing is they're teaching 7 or 8-year-olds that anal play is normal. Do you know what I mean? A finger in your ass is normal. What the fuck? No, it ain't. No, it's not everybody's cup of tea. But if you put in the what is it? If you put in the little fucking grain in there, these kids are going to end up in fucking hospital with Lego and shit up their ass.
Yeah. Well, as I say, this is where most people's sort of sexual predilections come from, is their youth.
Yes,
If
absolutely.
I see, I don't want to say it, a woman in a knee-high skirt, one of those sort of, you know, what do you call it? Pencil skirts or whatever it is. That reminds me of high school.
I know what you mean.
know.
It reminds me of teachers.
Yeah, also
A lot of teachers when I was at school wore those types of skirts. Or a secretary used to wear them types of skirts. I don't want to, stereotype, but it's true.
So yeah, I mean, this is how we indoctrinate kids into.
Yeah, kids have been sexualized enough now, so it needs to stop. This is why we've got all these nonsense, all these lonely guys or whatever who says, "Oh, I don't know why I did this shit. I don't know why I replied to an 11-year-old." Fuck off.
I also think that the nonce has a slight crossover with the incel community.
How? In which way? In what way?
That they can't get pussy the regular way, so they go for I don't want to say an infant, but a naive, less mature.
That makes sense to me.
Easier target.
That makes sense to me. They're online. They've had a laugh with someone. They're like, meet me, and this other naive child has gone, okay, and then they fucking go. And then when they get there, they find them face to face with another grown man. Big Grizzly Adams with tattoos up here. Hey mate, what you come here to meet me for?
Essentially, adult bullying.
Which is good. I'm glad.
I mean, it's justified. But
I think they're catching more people or paedophile nonces than the police actually are now. I know the police do it in a different investigative way.
Well,
I wouldn't like to say it's entrapment, but in a way it is, because they're trapping them. They're talking to them, getting them to meet them somewhere, and holding the evidence, which is what the police need. If you can prove somebody's gone somewhere to meet a child for whatever, nice one. I support them, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I do support them. I don't support them posting the videos online.
Why?
Hunt down the nonces, but
everyone they do post has sent dick pics, has said they want to do shit to the child.
No. I mean,
And has actually-
I mean, like, hand the evidence over to the police.
Rather than broadcast it.
Don't broadcast it online for some sort of fame.
There's loads on YouTube, bro.
I understand it. At the end of the day, it's the era that we live in, but it does kind of sicken me.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh god, I hate talking about nonsense.
Hunt the nonces, and then start a podcast where you talk about it. So that way you're not actually broadcasting necessarily the faces of these people. Hand the evidence over to the police.
Well, I think broadcasting them, in my opinion, is a good thing, so everyone knows who the fucker is.
Yeah,
Because no doubt, once they've broadcasted it, the employer knows, the family knows, anything they're involved with, clubs, events, they all know.
Yeah, but there's no real sort of due process, is the thing.
What, legal process?
Yeah, sort of, like, at the end of the day, you're just shaming them. There's going to be no real repercussions. They can go out and do it again.
Yeah, because the CPS get these people and they'll get community service or whatnot, and then they're back out. And I think that's the thing. You know, you get a bigger sentence selling cannabis than you do nonsense.
Yep.
Which is fucked up.
Well, that is the country that we live in, people.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
It's
We're
fucked up.
run by nonsense, so it actually kind of makes sense. Think about it.
What did he say?
This
is on record now.
It is the turkeys voting for Christmas. Yeah, turkeys voting for Christmas.
So this country is run by nonsense. We're talking about the prince?
That was last episode.
Yeah. Go online, watch the last episode, Prince Epstein, recorded in December. You'll love it.
Good stuff. It was a good episode.
It was
I
a good
enjoyed that
episode.
one.
You know what? I crease every time.
Fun times.
Every time I
fun
do a
times.
podcast with this guy, I am laughing my head off.
Yeah. So Piper was fire.
Yes, big shout out to DJ Daz Williams. He set off, it was a charity night, raising some money.
Rugby player.
Yeah, I forgot the name now, which is terrible.
I know. We're terrible human beings. But
Yeah,
that's
we're
why you
fucking
watch.
useless, all right? Don't give us information, we're useless. But yeah, we've got some good footage to come up with that one. And so a big shout out to Darren putting us on the guest list.
Keep an eye on our Facebook page.
It was brilliant. Yeah, check out the Facebook page. I'll post them on there. Yeah, we've got some new fans.
Oh, and the Instagram.
Oh yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
Oh, we're dropping the plugs now.
YouTube. Just get them all out the way. Everybody knows now. You're probably sick of hearing it. Check out all social media. You'll find us somewhere.
Also, chances are, if you ever go out to a stomping night, vanity night, territory, maybe even Piper, you probably see us. Come get a photo.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a really good picture actually, where we've got about 20, 30 people together. for one shot.
All the smokers.
So, do you know what I mean? That's going to be nice to look at. But yeah, talking about Vanity, you've just dropped big shout out Vanity. They're doing a Kevin and Perry night.
Yeah.
And we've been invited, so I'll creep up on stage, bro.
Classic 90s.
Exactly, creep up on
90s,
stage.
early 2000s beats.
Yeah, take over the decks like I did at Piper.
Yeah, Darren wasn't too happy.
I had the crowd jumping, bro.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
too busy texting.
There was a lot of bumping and grinding on that dance floor.
Damn right. But the sounds were good. I think that's what it was. The tunes were amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean, really took me back.
A lot of students out.
Yeah, I think it was a student event.
It's right next to the university, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
And there is another event, but I can't mention it just yet because I haven't got all the details. But it is down there, another bar there. So we'll be going. We'll be about
Swing.
definitely. So yeah, the Kevin and Perry event at Old School House, 8th of February. It's going to be good. Get yourselves down. I think tickets are only $5 or something.
Ain't too shabby.
No.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on.
Yeah. What's next on the docket?
I don't know, bro. We had loads. We was talking about. I asked you to save something for this show. Do you remember?
Let's see what we got here. Technology coming to the save.
Look at this. He's got fucking notes.
Only 18% left on the battery.
What the hell's happened to my battery, bro?
How long we at? How long we been recording?
It's alright. We can plug a power supply in.
21.
21. Oh, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be
Yeah.
fine. So let's have a
Just
look.
mention it.
Thanks, Shai. It's what a producer does. I wanted to talk about money. You know, when you mentioned the money thing.
Oh yeah. So I'm all about documentaries.
Yeah, because I was under the impression that banks create money, and how they do it. This is what I thought from my research, was they have 10% and they're allowed to lend 10 times more. But recently, Gabe has given me further info, which is very interesting.
So don't turn off. This is interesting.
This is important.
If this is important actually, because everything that we do is run on money. Only 2% of the actual money supply is physical money.
2%.
2%. 98% of it is digital money.
So money that doesn't exist.
Money that essentially doesn't exist could be wiped out with a fucking virus.
EMP.
EMP, whatever the fuck. The money that is actually physical, the Bank of England creates. The Bank of England then sells that at face value to a bank. So the difference between what it costs the Bank of England to make that note and the actual face value of the note is what the Bank of England makes as profit.
So if it's cost them 2 pence to print a £5 note, they're making £4.98 profit.
Yes.
Sick bastards.
Well, in theory, that goes to pay down our taxes.
Sick.
The profit that they make on it's called seigniorage. Goes to pay down our taxes. The only problem is, as I say, only 2% of the actual money supply is physical money. The rest of it is digital.
See, I remember a few years back somebody saying if everybody went to the bank to withdraw their cash, they haven't got it.
There is not enough money out there.
So it's kind of worrying because a lot of people do put their money in bank thinking it's safe.
It's what happened to Northern Rock.
Oh yeah, if you how long ago was that now?
That was
90s.
No, it was 2008.
Was it 2008?
I'm pretty sure that was the sort of the one of the things of the financial crash. Was
Yeah,
that Northern
that's
Rock
right.
tanked.
So if you remember
2008.
Northern Rock, everybody went there to try and withdraw their money, and they don't have it. They didn't have it.
As I say, when only 2% of the money supply is actually fucking real money.
Yeah. So my suggestion would be then pull out your money if you've got savings, pull it out, buy a bit of gold or silver, and keep it, rather than have it stashed.
Diversify.
Diversify, guys.
Diversify.
Don't have it all stashed in the bank as some digital numbers on a computer. I wonder how many people have lost all their savings from a digital error. I mean,
well, the opposite will also be true. The amount of people I know I've heard of news articles where people have like just ended up with 50 grand in the bank.
yeah, but haven't the banks always reclaimed it
Yeah, of
afterwards?
course the banks have.
Twats.
But
I'd draw it all out and just disappear.
I say this is the problem though when
Let me
banks,
show with Gabe only.
when banks can create 98% of the money,
Yeah.
is that they can create it at no cost. They literally create it out of nothing.
It's mad.
It
It's
blows
mad
people's
because
people don't believe it when you tell them this, but
No,
they create money out of nothing. You then spend that money, and then that money gets actually put into the economy as cash.
I remember talking about this because we spoke about a cashless society, how everything's becoming digital. No one really carries a lot of money anymore, and it's affected all the small businesses because they need cash flow. So instead, you've got a small business whose entire week's takings have come from cards or, you know, Apple Pay or whatever. And they've got to wait for that money to then clear and then they can draw it out the bank. But it causes a lot of problems. So I said, you know, cash is king.
Yeah.
And that was the title of the podcast if you want to go back.
Oh, like third podcast or first podcast? Something like that. Back in the day.
Back in the day, last year, cash is king. We spoke about cashless society. We are now a year on and it's prevalent.
Yeah, it's only getting worse. All money is debt. All money is debt.
I feel like I'm sat next to David Icke today.
Whether the pound that you have in your pocket is...
I've got some.
Whether the pound that you have in your pocket, you're not paying interest on it, somebody else is.
That's
Somebody
mental.
else owes
That is
money
just
on that
mental to
pound.
try and get your fucking head round. And to think that money is actually debt. Because we're used to the system of using cash to buy food or buy a product or buy something to make your life a bit better. And to think that every time you're spending that money, it's debt.
Yeah.
Right, so if, you know, this has brought me into something else, you know, world debt. They said the world is something like 3,000 trillion in debt or whatever. Who the fuck do they owe it to?
The banks.
The World Bank.
No, just banks in general. It could be like a state-run bank, like the Bank of England, the Bank of China, or as I suspect, as I say, because in general they only create actual physical money. It's owed to private banks.
I know what's on the horizon now, bro. A Laymen Bank.
It's not about or
A People's Bank.
credit union.
Yeah.
Because people get confused. Well, they don't even really regard credit unions, but what they think banks do is actually what credit unions do.
That's right. I think the title's misleading because when you hear credit union, you think of credit.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, it's not. They pay their members dividends from their own cash.
Credit, as far as I know, is just another term for money.
Yeah.
Where you're either in credit or you're in debt.
That's right.
So if you're in credit, you have money. If you're in debt,
But
you owe money.
you think about the cards that we use. They're called credit cards.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself in debt. You're not actually in credit. You're always in. They should call them debt cards.
Shit, I've forgotten. Do you know where the term credit comes from?
Romans.
Greek, if I'm not mistaken. And it's from creditus or something like that, and that literally means to believe.
Do you know what? This podcast has been an educational one.
The debt.
I'm walking away with extra
all of
knowledge.
our debt, all of our money, is based only on belief. There's no value behind anything.
That's true. What happened? Was it Venezuela that went down and there was just money in the streets?
Yeah. It's
so
massive inflation. People are literally burning money to just stay warm.
This happened a long time ago in Russia as well, didn't it?
Yep.
Where, you know, you could have a barrow full of money and you couldn't buy a loaf of bread.
Well, it happened, what was it, in the Great Depression in America? Same
Was that
thing
the 30s or 20s?
20s, 30s, yeah.
Yeah. So so it's happened a few times and we never learn.
No.
As humans, we don't learn because we're like fucking mice in a trapped system.
One of the things is we do learn, but we don't care. We just adapt.
Yeah, you're right. We adapt. Because they've squeezed us. They've kept the entire solid working class at a certain level. And what have people done? They moan. They're pissed off, but they adapt.
They adapt and they continue.
They continue. No matter how much they squeeze you, even when they brought in this universal credit, they brought in personal independent payments. People were fucking dying. Showed pictures of guys who were like 6 stone who died from starvation. What do we do? We adapt.
Yeah. You adapt, you forget.
We do forget. Because of this fucking coronavirus, no mention of Prince Philip. Epstein's gone up the fucking window. His history now.
Well, no, it is really fucking convenient as well. Like, Hong Kong. What?
Oh, yeah.
The riots in Hong Kong are still going on.
I know,
Who
but
gives a fuck?
No one mentions, and same in France. In France, the firefighters are now fighting with the police, fighting against the police.
That fucking the Gilets Jaunes is still going on
Yes.
in France. Again, people just don't give a fuck anymore.
I don't know
The
what's
news cycle has moved on, my friend.
It's mad, isn't it? It's mad. It's mad because I don't really watch TV. So when these stories stick in my head, and then the people who do watch the media and the news, they just move with it.
Yeah.
There's a new story every day.
Got to keep it fresh. Got to keep it pushing.
That's right. Let's ask our producer how much battery power we got.
Can't dwell on anything for too long.
5.
5%.
Right, we've got 2 options. We have a wrap up or we plug in a power supply.
You're doing and listen.